Look beyond Boss Baby's cute scenes, funny comedy, and crazy premise to find some deep meanings behind the film. Ever since the premiere of Boss Baby, several humorous theories have merged, and each one may have some merit.
Holy sh**.
Check out what theories you might believe from the movie. Before you watch, tap the subscribe button. You'll join our notification squad and be the first to know of any new content. Can you guess which movie is represented by these emojis? Stay tuned at the end to find out. The Boss Baby is part of the Illuminati. From Beyoncé to American Horror Story, the Illuminati has been part of pop culture for many years. While it's become the norm for singers to showcase the Illuminati symbol in concerts and music videos, no one really expects to see it in a children's film. Within the first few opening minutes of Boss Baby, it's incredibly hard to ignore the presence of the Illuminati and the connection with the main character of Tim. This goes on throughout the movie and is kind of hard to ignore. During the opening voiceovers, Tim discusses the importance of triangles, love, and family. A triangle symbol even appears over a visual of him and his parents. Later in the film, you can see a variety of triangles in the background decorations of Tim's room. Another aspect of the Illuminati is anti-religion. This can be seen in the film with the lack of heaven and replacing the whole baby process with a factory-like setting instead. It's pretty crazy to think that a movie like Boss Baby could actually be spreading the views and interests of the Illuminati. The next time you watch, see how many different triangle symbols you can spot throughout the whole movie.
I think they're...
Boss babies are forced into labor. The idea of becoming a boss baby seems exciting and fun, but what the babies don't realize is that they really don't have a choice. As shown in the movie, the babies go through a special process after they're born. One of the tests that they undergo is a tickle test. If the baby does not laugh when they are tickled, then they are sent to management and transformed into the highly intellectual boss baby. Once a boss baby, they cannot help but drink the formula to keep their intelligence. What kind of cult is this? The babies in the film have no choice over becoming a boss baby or not. What about the parents that created them? What kind of society is this? As smart as all these babies are, they do not realize that they didn't have a choice. There was no red pill or blue pill. They simply got to take the magical pacifier and completely change their lives. The movie never addresses if there's any compensation for their time, how long they do it for, and where they live during all of their crazy missions. It's easy to get lost in the cute animation, but if this movie was live action, it would feel like a whole different production. Eugene is Francis's father. The two main enemies in Boss Baby are Francis and Eugene. On film, they are portrayed as brothers that run the Puppy Co. and want to fill the world with happy puppies. As more details are revealed about the brothers, Eugene becomes much more than just some goofy sidekick. In twist pulled right from Star Wars, Eugene may actually be Francis's father and not his brother. Let's break down the details. Francis was once the lead boss baby until he developed a lactose intolerance to milk and could no longer drink the secret formula. This forced him to revert back to his baby stage and grow up to become a normal human. Towards the end of the movie, Francis is once again changed into a baby. This is where Eugene states that he'll raise him right this time. Not only did Eugene turn good, but he may have revealed that he was originally Francis's father and made multiple mistakes when raising him. The whole may go right over children's heads, but Francis's parents are never actually shown in the film, and it makes sense as to why Eugene is so loyal to Francis throughout the events of the movie.
You shall not pass!
Frodo and Gollum. There are many pop culture references woven throughout the Boss Baby, but one of the more obvious may be from the Lord of the Rings series. Tim has an alarm clock named Wizzy. Wizzy is clearly based off of Gandalf from the Lord of the Rings. He uses similar phrases from the character, the voice is very similar, and the look is taken directly from the movies. The alarm clock may not be the only way that the Boss Baby is connected to the Lord of the Rings. Looking at Tim and the Boss Baby, both characters may actually represent Frodo and Gollum. Just like Frodo, Tim is a reluctant hero that is forced into an adventure just to get his life back to normal. Just like Gollum is obsessed with the ring, the Boss Baby is obsessed with one thing, the puppies. Their journey together is also similar to Frodo and Gollum. Despite being enemies at first, they learn to understand each other, get along, and work together for a greater cause. And while Frodo and the Gollum meet up with elves, Tim and the Boss Baby use Elvis characters to help them on their journey. The whole thing plays out like Lord of the Rings on a baby-sized scale.
This is what makes time travel possible. The flux capacitor.
The Boss Baby is a time traveler. The Boss Baby feels like a modern film. There's cell phone use, a modern-day look at Las Vegas, and a lot of future technology used at the Baby Corp and Puppy Co. The only problem with all of this is the fact that the movie flashes forward to an older Tim. We would normally assume that this future look takes place in the distant future from now, but a date in the film reveals that the future scenes actually take place in 2017. When Tim introduces his daughter to his new baby sister, the small card on the bed reads March 31st, 2017. This could mean that there is a lot more to the Baby Corp than meets the eye. Has the Boss Baby traveled back in time to save the future? Is the whole thing just one big time warp on a continuous cycle? Maybe it was just an error that the filmmakers left in. The date that appears there is actually the date that the movie was released in theaters. Maybe the whole time travel elements will be explored in the recently announced Boss Baby sequel.
Come back, throw the stick. I'll stay, I'll heal, I'll even shake hands. Bark, bark.
A crossover with Mr. Peabody and Sherman. The Boss Baby was produced by Dreamworks Animation. This is the same company that has made several other hit animations like Shrek, Kung Fu Panda, and Trolls. Another recent hit that they had in 2014 was Mr. Peabody and Sherman. The time-traveling adventure follows the story of a smart dog and his human son. With both films being made by the same animation company, it sets up a perfect crossover opportunity for a sequel. There are obviously still some hard feelings between the Boss Baby and dogs in general. This sets up the perfect battle between Mr. Peabody and Boss Baby. Sherman and Tim can serve as companions to the rivals, and the mix of the two stories can provide a lot of great comedy for fans. Hints for the crossover can be seen throughout the film as the Boss Baby confronts a lot of puppies. One of the deleted scenes from the Boss Baby film actually involved an interrogation with Boss Baby and a puppy. A possible crossover film with the Trolls would also be entertaining. Boss Baby may find that families love the cuteness of trolls even more than puppies. This can set up a natural conflict and fun adventure. Presidential connections. It takes several years for an animated film to get made. There's the writing, storyboarding, voice recording, and final animation. During that time, there are a lot of changes in the production and in the world as a whole. When watching Boss Baby, it's hard to deny that there is a connection to President Trump. Alec Baldwin plays Trump on Saturday Night Live, and you can hear tones of that voice in the Boss Baby. Add in the suits, light-colored hair, and focus on business to increase this connection even more. Even though the filmmakers have denied this, it becomes even more obvious in the film when Boss Baby utters Trump's infamous line, "You're fired." Early in the production, there may have been another big presidential connection. The character of Francis was originally supposed to be portrayed by Kevin Spacey. Spacey plays the president on the Netflix show House of Cards. Even Lisa Kudrow, the voice of Tim's mom, was a presidential candidate on the TV show Scandal. Maybe it was all a little too much politics, and that's why Spacey was removed from the film. Either way, it's hard to deny all the political references found in the movie. Tim has an anxiety disorder. Even though the movie is called The Boss Baby, the journey of the film follows the older brother character by the name of Tim. From the first scenes in the film, we see that Tim has a very active imagination. He often zones out, has fantasy scenes, and we are shown these scenes in a whole different form of animation. While the movie itself brushes it off as some sort of active imagination, it's very clear that Tim has an anxiety disorder. When someone has a lot of anxiety, they can distort their perception of reality. This can be worse in a mind that is not as developed as an adult. This is clearly the case for Tim. As his parents prepare for the impending arrival for a baby, Tim's anxiety causes him to have a lot of these fantasy scenes. His own alarm clock even talks to him. As the pressure mounts, things only get worse and his distorted view of reality becomes more extreme. He has crazy visions of motorcycle chases, giant whale monsters, and other situations. While it is considered an active imagination, there is clearly a lot of anxiety there. Hillary Clinton will play the second Boss Baby. The first Boss Baby has a lot of incidental references to Donald Trump. As seen in the final moments of the movie, it looks like the second Boss Baby will clearly be a female character. When creating this character, the filmmakers will likely look for a powerful figure that can represent the story well. Enter Hillary Clinton. With pantsuits and a confident attitude, a baby version of Hillary Clinton would be a great way to go for the sequel to the film. Adding fuel to this theory is the fact that the author of the Boss Baby book specifically stated that she wants Hillary to voice the role. Anything could happen in Hollywood, and it would certainly create a lot of headlines if she signed up for the role. Even if it isn't actually Clinton, then maybe an impersonator could do the role justice. Saturday Night Live's Kate McKinnon does a great Clinton impression and could lend her voice to the new Boss Baby role. No matter who voices the character, it will be interesting to see how Alec Baldwin's Boss Baby clashes with the new female one.
Cupcake?
The Boss Baby isn't real. The Boss Baby presents a lot of interesting concepts, including the baby corp, intelligent babies, and the secret formula, but was it all just a ruse? Did we all waste 98 minutes watching something that wasn't real at all? Of course, it's just an animated movie and the concept itself is absurd, but it all may have taken place in Tim's head. She asked him if that's how it happened, and he says that's how he remembered it. The final scenes with young Tim show a real baby arriving at the house. While it looks like the Boss Baby, it has none of the intelligence and is no different than any other newborn. Using his active imagination, it appears that Tim made up the whole story to ease his own daughter's anxiety for the impending arrival of a little sister. The whole Boss Baby story was made up by Tim as a way to cope with the jealousy that comes with new siblings and how they will fit into the family. This huge reveal makes the setup for a sequel a little more complicated. Wow, there you have it! What theory do you think is true? Are there any that we missed? Let us know in the comments section below. Don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to Screen Rant on YouTube so you can stay up to date with our awesome videos. The answer to our emoji quiz is...